Hey everyone, it's Brian, the host of this little show. Welcome to this quick tip video about the Humble reading textbook. This is the old version that I currently use. You can see it's been well loved. I've got some duct tape around the edges to keep it together, and it works really great for me because I've spent a little bit of time through the years highlighting and doing all those kinds of things. You may also be that type of person, hold on, I got my iPod out here, who wants to buy the new version of this particular textbook. I bought the ebook version of it. This is the new version that you can buy online. Either will do because there's listings in the syllabus for old and new reading pages, so we can go with that. I want to talk a little bit about a process that we used to engage in on campus in my classes related to the Humble reading. So I would give students an opportunity to read, say, a span of pages, and I would say, when we got to class, I would say, hey, take out the book, and I'd give you like a little half sheet of paper, and I used to collect these little half sheets in my rather famous dinosaur folder that a student gave me a long time ago. Basically, I give students these little half sheets, and I would say, hey, what do you think is familiar about the ideas that you read, or unfamiliar, or what surprised you? And so when students would put these things together, I really had the opportunity to see what they were thinking in terms of how they were processing information. Now, what was great about this, for this in-person model, was that really only a few, maybe 2 or 3 people in every class would actually talk to me, about stuff like, hey, this is what I thought. Because for the most part, people are really reluctant to share their thoughts, especially early in the class. But what I did learn from reading these kinds of things through the years is that even my students who didn't really say a lot were really processing and thinking about a lot of really interesting things, and it would show up in these little half sheets. So for our course, obviously we can't do that because we're in the online space, and I can't give you a little white sheet of paper and say, write it down, but I can try to approximate that process. So within this course, we're going to be doing 10 Humble journals. The readings are never going to be more than 8 or 9 pages every time. And then for the 10 assigned Humble journals that we do, for every 5, it's going to count as a minor assignment. So there'll be 2 minor assignments out of this. And every time you write something, I give you a question, and I'm looking for you to write about this much, more or less. Just a solid paragraph or 2 smaller paragraphs, whatever you think you need, as a way to answer that question. I'm not going to grade it for grammar or anything like that, but we're going to do this within the framework of Blackboard. So you'll go into the Humble journal area, you'll click onto the link that says Create Journal, and then you'll type in what you need to type in, and it's a pretty straightforward process. What that allows us to do is still have a process in place that allows us to do this, except we're going to be doing it electronically within Blackboard. I will read those, bring those attention to the class within other discussion boards and things as I sort of figure out how that process is going to work for us. But this is how Humble is going to work. So get your book. You can find this online, or you can find the other one online. I got my iPad, the book's not up anymore, but you get the drift. Get the book and know that it's going to be probably one of the more interesting parts of the class, just because the book is really sarcastic and kind of snarky, and it's not like a regular old textbook. Like I think I got one of those back here that used to be for English 101, and I read this thing and kind of go, this is so terrible. Nobody wants that. So the readings will be short. I'll ask you questions about them, and then you type out your responses, and then you learn all that good stuff. You get stuck in your mind, and then you try to apply that information to what you're seeing from Humble into the writing that you do within the course itself. So that's all I got now for Humble. Happy reading, and I look forward to checking out your work in the Humble reading journals. Thanks for watching.